much in debt are you, Mike?
A lot.
How much, Mike?
Over $1 million.
Recently, we finally took a look at the show Kitchen Nightmares, a show where celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay uses his expertise to help out struggling restaurants. Often in the angriest way possible. But today I want to take a look at a similar show, pretty much the same show, just with a different type of establishment. That show being Bar Rescue with John Taffer, where, like I said, basically the same thing. John goes from bar to bar using his expertise to help out struggling bars to get them on the right track. Often in the angriest way possible.
He's an asshole.
He's an asshole.
No.
How does that feel?
Not sure why I haven't covered this show yet, but I'm happy to be the first person on YouTube to do so. The episode we're going to be looking at today is actually from a later season, specifically season 7, where we have the Lucky 66 bowling alley. It also has a bar inside of it, so it technically qualifies. And no surprise, it is a failing bowling alley, because that is just about the state of every bowling alley in the country these days. So enough yapping, let's take a look at Bar Rescue.
Everybody good?
No.
What do you want?
In 2003, retired Vietnam vet Mike Draper bought a 36-lane bowling center in memory of his father, who was a former pro bowler.
Right now, it is at the slowest it has ever been.
And as the profits dried up,
Imagine being that guy that they got the shot of and being like, hey, can you guys not put that clip in? I'm usually much better than this. I fucking promise.
Mike's attitude headed into the gutter.
This is where I go to let off steam.
Not gonna lie, it's pretty fucking sick.
Things have gotten so bad that Mike has even driven his own granddaughter away.
It had been a dream of mine to also hand it down to maybe one of my kids one day.
And now, Mike finds himself buried under a mountain of debt.
I am over $1 million in debt.
Oh my god. $1 million in debt. How are you not at the halfway to $1 million in debt part, not being like, all right guys, let's time out, let's reevaluate some things.
Right now, I'm still losing $10,000 to $15,000 every month.
So in a last-ditch effort to save his family's legacy, Mike has decided to pull back the doors, bust open the books, and make a call for help to Bar Rescue.
Now, I understand this show is Bar Rescue, so they're pretty much going to lean into the bar aspect of the show, even though every bowling alley in America has a bar, so this place is not special. But I feel like this bar is a very small piece of the puzzle that is a bowling alley losing $15,000 a month.
Well, guys, I got a challenge for you.
Nice fucking park job, John Taffer.
Look at this. Lucky?
You know when they got a shot of that lighting, they were like, that's fucking money right there. That's a good shot.
For the bar, John brings in esteemed mixologist Alex Goody, known for creating elegant yet simple cocktails using locally sourced ingredients and flavors.
I know that this man drives the hell out of a Subaru with 700,000 miles on it and stickers covering the back windshield, just blocking your entire rearview mirror.
For the kitchen, John brings in award-winning chef Anthony Lamas, who's well known for creating cuisine that takes diners for a walk on the culinary wild side.
Okay, so this is our first problem. This man does not understand bowling alley cuisine. When I get something to eat at a bowling alley, I'm not interested in trying something that is more on the wild side. I just want you to dip some shit in boiling grease, take it out, let me put it in my body in between frames. That is it. That is all I want and expect. If I see parsley, or anything green for that matter, anywhere near my food, I'm leaving. I'm finishing my game first, but then I'm leaving.
So this is one of the lower income areas of Albuquerque. But here's the biggie, guys. 57% of this market is single.
And that is why we're here, boys. We are going to tear up this town. We're going to help out the bar first, but then after we do that, this town is ours.
Look at that dark staircase going into that black hole. I'm not sure I have the courage to walk up that stairs.
Is it because of your knee? No, it's not because of my... Okay, yeah, it's kind of because of my knee, but mainly because it looks dark and scary.
Lucky 66 is a 50,000 plus square foot bowling center, which includes 36 bowling lanes with an elevated bar above and a kitchen below.
Alright, so like I mentioned earlier, this show is basically Kitchen Nightmares, but for bars. And that would have been fine by me, except they felt the need to add a gimmick. The introduction for these bars always feel unnecessarily edited, like a Mission Impossible briefing. Like, I don't need a 3D rendering of this bowling alley bar that I just saw 30 different angles of 5 minutes ago. Who knows though, maybe the show is just a money laundering scheme and they dump as much money as physically possible into the editing. I don't know.
So look at the green wall, very nice. So how about the covered pool table? I have to ask them to remove the cover. Very enticing.
Now at this point, I have seen a little bit of a few episodes, and I think they often switch out these yes men in the car with John, his experts, if you will. He always has a bartender expert and a chef expert. And then there's John, who is, his expertise is...
But then the bar.
What? Ah, Jesus Christ. Don't fucking use that.
Mike's losing about $15,000 a month. He's almost out of money.
I don't know why all the round trays are downstairs. God.
I don't even want to know what he was saying. That was a long ass bleep.
So there's Joel. Joel leases out the food operation. Chef, I hear through the grapevine that their food is actually good. I mean, it looks like a pretty nice taco that he's eating there, right?
Yeah.
But how greasy are his hands when he's done?
Yeah.
When you go bowling, do you want grease on your fingers?
No.
The science of food in a bowling center is it shouldn't detract from your game.
All right, strike one. Has John ever been to a bowling alley before in his life? That is the entirety of the menu. You eat with one hand and you bowl with the other. How hard is that to comprehend?
The food is mistargeted. In the back.
I'm gonna it up.
Miles Sr. and Miles Jr. Miles Sr. has been fired 9 times. He's been hired 10 times.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds correct. The math adds up there.
Miles, I need you in back.
My favorite people in the entire episode is this father-son duo that runs the bowling machines in the back. Just these guys getting fired and hired over and over again. The dad probably has 3 fingers. I just imagine these guys getting hurt in cartoonish ways every day.
So there's Crystal. Crystal is Miles Sr.'s daughter. Tonight, one of their bartenders got in a car accident. She's fine, but she can't come to work tonight.
Well, I'm a hairstylist by trade.
So far, this is an interesting operation. We've got 3 separate families keeping this entire place afloat. We have the owner's family, the dad and son in the back, and the addition of the family running the restaurant that is renting out the space in the bowling alley. Technically not affiliated with the place at all, which will be interesting because I don't really think John Taffer has jurisdiction over them in this case, but we'll see, I guess.
It's been a while.
Got it?
Yeah.
Here's what I know. I know this place has incredible turnover.
You know what? I'm only half joking when I say this, but I don't know why this place is losing money. It is legitimately the sickest bowling alley I've ever seen. This is exactly how a bowling alley should be, because they don't make them like this anymore. I don't know if you've seen a new bowling alley lately, but anyone that pops up, they fucking blow. They always have like 4 lanes, the most expensive bar in the city, and they only have 3 things on the menu, one of which is a cheeseburger too tall to fit in your mouth, and it's also $20.
Oh, shit. I know that the staff does not like Michael. I know the customers don't like Mike. I don't know why.
Really? What makes you say that?
Don't stand there. Stand to the side.
So for Recon tonight, I brought in some younger local singles to see how the staff treats them.
Can I do an old fashioned? Old fashioned? Yeah.
They ordered 3 old fashions?
Sir,
Excuse us.
What?
can I get a water?
I'll be with you when I'm done, okay? If you're trying to get under my skin, you're getting there. Whoa. How many shots have you had in the last hour?
This man's gonna argue with his customer.
They're cut off.
What?
No more. Can't serve you more than 3 shots
We've
in an
only
hour.
had 1.
I said you were cut off.
I think these guys are getting more of a buzz just smelling this guy's breath than all of their drinks for the night combined.
I'm not serving you anymore.
What did I do?
You got a little bit smart
So did
to
you.
the wrong person. Well, yeah, but it's my place.
Why are you the wrong person?
I'm the owner. Why don't you leave?
Whoa!
You want me to show you how I'll call the sheriff?
I can't watch this. This is unbelievable. It's time to get under Mike's skin.
Hopefully this is the part of the episode where John beats the shit out of a drunk old man.
Uh-oh. He's gonna lay into him.
Oh man, what's John gonna do? I don't know, man. I think he's really gonna lay into him. Yeah, I think so. So, do we go in or do we stay here? This wasn't part of the plan.
Won't give us
Hey, guys.
another drink until we get.
How are you?
Hi.
How many drinks have you had?
2?
2? Are you intoxicated at all?
No.
No?
No.
Are you guys drunk at all? No, not really. Okay, here's a bottle of vodka. Go play in the parking lot for a bit. I'll take care of this guy.
You'd be upset because the person who did that to you would be an ass, correct?
Yes.
Why were you an ass to him? I want to understand.
I'm sorry, I don't have an explanation for you.
Really? And you're in the bar business.
We're gonna see a lot in this episode where they just focus on the bar. Understandably so, it is bar rescue. But let's not forget that this is a bowling alley that just has a bar inside. Because the owner's just like, dude, I am in the bowling alley business. I just so happen to have a bar, okay? And I will admit, I am an asshole, all right? I am that.
He's an asshole.
He's an asshole.
No,
How does that feel?
not well.
How much in debt are you, Mike?
A lot.
How much, Mike?
Dude, shut the fuck up.
Who else works here? Come on over, guys. Come on, let's make it a party. Is he an ass?
Yeah,
Is he a big ass or a little ass?
he's a big ass.
Now, if you think Gordon Ramsay gives employees the confidence to talk shit about the owner, ladies and gentlemen, John Taffer has entered the chat. He takes this shit to an 11.
Okay, your son says you're an ass. Both your mechanics say you're an ass.
Your son says you're an ass. This guy and this other guy say you're an ass.
Come on over, buddy. What's your name?
Joel Jr.
Joe Jr.
Okay, and who are you? Not wanting to be a part of this, sir.
I am disrespectful.
So an ass who is disrespectful to people, does that type of person deserve to make money?
No.
There is a God after all. Would you like me to rescue this bar?
I would love you to rescue this bar.
Would you like me to?
Yes, sir, I sure would.
Yes, I would like you to rescue this bar, but also perhaps the bowling alley. The machines in the back, they really could use some work. All right, we're gonna rescue this bar.
I asked him to come in here and help me save the bar, but nobody's yelled at me like that since the Army.
Damn, this guy really just said John Taffer is my Vietnam 2.
I was put in my place.
So now that we've got all the pleasantries out of the way, it's time for John to sit down with the staff, excluding the owner, and allow everyone to explain what it's like working here, even though we already have seen that through the various clips taken by the secret cameras. Also, it's been a while. Has anyone checked on the 2 guys in the car? Did John crack a window for them or anything?
A lot of it's our customer service. It's hard for me to keep people here.
How come?
My dad's a hard ass.
I do appreciate the framing of this shot, seeing the owner in the background folding his arms, nibbling down on that toothpick, just fuming.
If I wasn't here, we would be closed right now. It would be over. Imagine that. Did you have a lot of money in the bank?
Nope. I got maybe $400 in my name.
You see, and that's when I'm... Damn. You didn't need to add that last part. I'm sorry. Thank you. But that's why...
What would be happening with you guys?
We'd be asked out of our house on the 1st. Yep.
I'm sorry, you cannot convince me that these 2 bowling mechanic guys don't just live in the back of the bowling alley on 2 cots next to the machines.
What about your daughter, Daphne? What was her plan here?
Her dream was to run this place.
What happened?
Grandpa and her didn't see eye to eye.
I wanted to bring Daphne in for a minute, because I think Daphne is an important part of the story. I want to hear what
Absolutely.
Daphne has to say, too. So there she is.
So now we bring in the granddaughter, who apparently is a jack of all trades when it comes to running this bowling alley. I mean, to running this bar. Don't forget this is bar rescue. Nothing else.
I just got really fed up with somebody telling me I wasn't doing my part.
Did you talk to your grandfather now?
I haven't talked to him in probably a month.
Damn, he is going to town on that toothpick. I wouldn't be surprised if he pulled that thing out and it was tied in a knot like a cherry stem.
So you lost your goal of working here? And your grandfather, too, in a sense. Does this break your heart? Jay, you're stuck in the middle. You want to hand this to your daughter, but your father, who in his heart wants to do the same, has such a thick head, he won't let himself do it.
Damn, if I didn't have to go meet a Jimmy John's driver in 5 to 10 minutes, I would be in tears right now.
Do you notice a difference since she's gone?
Oh, yes?
See, she wants to work here, big time. She just doesn't want to work for you, correct?
But this is that part in the video where I tell you to go follow me on my social medias. It's at Chris the James everywhere. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Go follow me there, see what I'm doing outside of YouTube. Because I'm always, you know me, I'm always doing something. All right, that's it. Back to the video.
Good or bad, she's trying. What do you have to say to Daphne?
I'm sorry.
What else?
I love you.
Tell her, because she doesn't know it.
No. Say it to her. Let's get some drops on you real quick. Okay, I'm editing right now. Detail I missed. This dude literally just looked into John Taffer's eyes and said, I love you.
I love you.
Tell her.
Because I didn't catch that when I was filming it, but he's like, no, don't fucking say it to her.
What do you need?
I need help.
Who are the best equipped people to help you?
My son and my granddaughter.
Come here. What do you want to say to them? Talk to them, your staff, please.
So does that mean I have my old job back? Yeah, we need you back here. So I should probably quit that H.H. Gregg job that I just got? Yeah, if you could, please.
Do you need me this week?
You don't know how I need you.
You don't know how I need you. Okay, alright, let's just tone it down a little bit. Thank you, though.
It was really nice to hear my grandpa say that he needs me, but I've never seen his war side, so it's kind of emotional for me to see. He's never talked about any of those things with me before.
Damn, John squeezed out this dude's war side. I know John's gonna be going over to the producers just like, you guys didn't fucking tell me this guy went to Vietnam. He's gonna start saying some fucked up shit.
I'm excited about what's gonna happen next, but if it doesn't work out, I'll be pissed off.
You know, I'm really happy Mike is getting a chance to show this side of him. But if we're being honest, between you and me and Mike were actually on the same platoon in Nam, and we did some fucked up shit, so I hope we didn't start talking about it.
I got my experts here with me. I got a great team. I'm bringing in a great chef. I'm bringing in a great mixologist, okay? You guys ready to do this?
Ready.
Okay, I want to go to work.
You know, I wonder how the owner of that restaurant feels with John coming in, bringing in some random chef to tell him how to run the place. Because like I said, this restaurant is just leasing their spot at the bowling alley. They're not owned by the Lucky 66 bowling alley. They're still their own thing.
So there was something I saw last night. When I did see the food, it looked good. Chef Joel, he has a great passion for what he cooks. We just got to think about the bowlers eating food without getting your hands all greasy.
Alright, still ignoring the fact that every bowling alley in the country serves greasy food, we're still going to try and tackle this issue. And this master chef's plan to do so is to put it all in a cone. Put the greasy food in a cone, that's about it. And also introducing some new dishes to the menu. But if we're being honest, why not just put the food that they're already making, that people like, into the cone? I guess that would make this chef's role pretty not really necessary if that were the case. So they also have to have him come up with some new stuff, which is this.
We've taken the flavors of tacos, some ground beef, some cheese, lettuce, tomate. We took some spring roll wrappers, we drop them in, and we fry them.
How exciting.
Let's all get together for a minute. So tonight, I want you to be Mr. Hospitality.
I'll be it.
I want you really welcoming people here. You're our operations manager tonight.
Yes, sir.
If you need help, call out to Daphne. The point is this, we're in this together.
But now that John has given them a pep talk and introduced the cones, it's time to bring in more people than this entire bowling alley sees in a given year, all in one night. How could this go wrong?
See those bowling pins on the table over there?
Yes, sir.
When something is wrong, really wrong, I'm gonna take one of those pins down. Let's focus on keeping those pins up there as long as we can. If we can end tonight with pins still on that table, we did good.
I guess it's fun that he integrated bowling into this, but isn't this the most kindergarten way of handling things? Like, if I take away the cones, then you're in trouble. But if we keep the cones, you get a pizza party Friday. The pizza will be served in cones with a wonton wrapper crust, but it will look like pizza. Kind of.
Can I say something to Mike?
Of course.
Mike, you were man enough to apologize to all of us today. I'd like to apologize to you for all the turmoil and headache I've caused you getting fired and called back 9 times.
You know what, Miles? Nobody did it as well as you did.
Overdue, right?
Yep.
Overdue, huh, Miles? Yes, sir. Yeah. Man, 9 times. Huh.
Are you all behind Mike more tonight
10%.
than ever?
Yes. Yes.
1, 2, 3. Lucky 66.
I'm very excited to have Daphne here. I'm very excited for my dad with the little new outlook right now.
Now, when I was first taking a look at this episode, I wondered, is that it? To just give him a pep talk and introduce the cones? But I guess that's not exactly how this show works. You see, John likes to come in, do some yelling, set the place up for failure by throwing 10 times their normal customer load at them all at once, do some more yelling, and then fix the place up. I forgot to mention the bartender also taught them a few tricks with some new drinks. That's about it on their end. They are still not equipped for what is coming, and you will see. I frustratingly learned that over the course of the next 20 minutes of this episode beforehand.
Daphne, Jay, Mike, guys ready to do this? Okay, I want to invite everybody in.
Welcome, everybody.
Watch, it's just those 3 people from earlier in the episode that got yelled at by the old man.
Bear with me.
How we doing?
Come on, guys, we gotta move faster.
How many are you making? No, one at a time.
3 at once. So you're so involved in this, you're not managing anything.
I understand that.
You're ops manager, what do you want to do? What about Daphne? Daphne, communicate with everyone. Please.
Imagine being the granddaughter, Daphne. She left this place that she really wants to see succeed, all because of her grandpa being a shit owner, to then be begged by John Taffer to come back because this place needs her. Then, it's the busiest night of your fucking life, and John is yelling at you.
No drinks or food. Incomplete check. Have one more freaking pin. So what do I do, Jay? Jay, are we ever gonna catch up?
You know, normally on shows like this, I like to root for the hosts and prey on the establishment's downfall because they're often the worst.
She's a poisonous little viper, and I don't allow people that have an attitude in my restaurant.
But John, was tonight really necessary? Could we have maybe fixed up the place and maybe tried to set them up for success instead of intentionally flooding them with business that they absolutely cannot handle? Because all you did was give them some cones and a couple new drinks?
Game over! Gutter ball!
Excuse me, Mr. John Taffer, sir. If I may, that would actually be a strike because you've knocked down all of the pins. I'm so fucking sorry.
End of game. You guys agree? This bar is shut down. Come back in 2 nights. This is crazy. We can't serve people over there. We can't make it right.
So is the bowling alley still open?
What do you want to tell everybody?
Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it from my heart. Come back and we'll make it right.
Okay? Good night. Clean this place up. I want to start remodeling right away.
I like that one girl making sure that she finishes that fucking drink.
I'm gonna get the guys in to work on the POS system so we get printers down in the kitchen. And when you see what I'm doing to this staircase, you're gonna hug me.
Oh, I'm sure.
Watch, they just rip out the carpet, that's it. And then we've got John just scribbling nonsense onto this blueprint with a marker to make it look like he knows what he's talking about or has any plan whatsoever. But you know, if he came back to that 5 minutes later, he'd be like, I don't know what the fuck any of this means.
And know one thing, I got your back. Thank you. And you can
Thank
count
you
on me.
for coming.
I prayed to the Lord that you had come. Well, I'm here.
Mike, you asked the Lord, and he sent you God. What? I don't know, it's something I've been trying out. How about I will see you in the morning?
So last night we didn't move as fast as we should. We really need to work on nailing these cocktails and getting them out quicker to our guests.
Alright, so maybe last night didn't go that well for reasons anyone could have seen coming from a mile away. But now it's time to put a plan into action, and we're going to start off with getting drinks sent out faster. Would have been really nice to get this nailed down a couple days ago, but it's getting done now. Our bartender expert shows us a nifty little cocktail in a bottle, and it's filmed in such an odd way for what it is. It's filmed at such an unnecessarily high frame rate, like he's about to get into a fight with that drink in an action movie. But once they're bottled up, they're put into a bucket with blue LED ice cubes. God damn it, this place is turning into those bowling alleys I mentioned before with the $20 burgers.
Gentlemen.
Yes, Chef. How are you?
How are you, buddy? Overall, their food is good, but they didn't have any bowler-friendly dishes. So we're gonna do a quesadilla, add a lot of texture and flavor, But I'm gonna show them how a quesadilla can be grease-free.
Oh, okay, so not good.
Get it warmed through, you got this quesadilla that has layers of flavor and texture. Look at it, no grease. Your hands,
Yeah.
I can squeeze it, no grease.
Oh, man. You put in a little kick and make it taste better than mine.
So let's get ready for relaunch.
Okay, let's get ready.
Man, you know, that tastes awesome. Definitely better than mine. Great, I will leave you guys to it then. Ugh. Jesus Christ, was that a fucking spinach wrap? Alright, so this is the first full episode of the show that I've seen, so I don't know to what extent they go to when making cosmetic changes, but I really hope they do something to the outside of this place, because right now, it looks like a bowling alley took the DMV hostage.
So here's what I want. I want you to work as a family, not as individuals. He needs your help. His dream would be for you to have this place. He needs you.
If I'm being honest, I didn't think it was possible for John to speak this softly.
He needs you more than ever. You know that.
I'm more of that. But I'm on board. I'll help you out the best way I can.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Okay. You ready?
So after yet another heart-to-heart for this episode, a little too many if you ask me, it's time for them to finally start getting to work on freshening this place up. Which I know I gave them shit for the outside of this place, but really, it's a bowling alley and it's supposed to kind of look like shit. I expect bowling lanes, greasy food from a freezer, and stains on the ceiling tiles. Is that too much to ask? I'm just glad they're doing something, because for the first 20 minutes of this episode, I was genuinely worried that John was just gonna give them a pep talk and leave. And now, after much anticipation and a suspenseful cut to what would be a commercial break, but not, because I'm a Paramount Plus subscriber, and happy to be one, we finally get the big reveal, and, well, it looks better. Not much you can really do with a building like that. Those buildings are built to be bowling alleys, roller rinks, or whichever furniture store is laundering money that year. And they did a bit of a name change. And by a bit of a name change, I mean, well, they changed the name. It's now the Great 66 instead of Lucky 66. Which I imagine they were probably like, hey, you could have asked us about that one. Yeah, that one didn't need to be a surprise. I would have liked to have some input on that.
So there's only one thing left, isn't there?
Let's go inside.
You ready?
I'm ready. Let's go inside.
One thing I am looking forward to is the staircase, because John sure was talking that up, so we'll see if he delivers.
Oh,
Sweet.
oh, awesome. That is so cool.
Alright, I guess he did. That is pretty sick. Good job, John. Or whoever actually designed and worked on that staircase.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and then we actually have a stage now to go sing.
John then goes over all the stuff they worked on and added, like a new POS system, a way to communicate and send orders to the kitchen, new drinks, a new bartending/training system for the new bartenders, even new heating and plumbing. They really did everything.
Albuquerque Plumbing and Heating, a great local company, worked all night long getting the plumbing and the heating set up for us. So it takes a lot of people to make this happen.
Yeah, Mike, a lot of people came together to make this happen, which coincidentally made this a very expensive venture. So if you don't mind, we just tacked on a little bit more to that million in debt, but it's nothing you won't notice. You mean it's nothing I will notice? Okay.
Tonight is a whole new beginning. You agree?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's do it. All right.
Watch, they just go outside and everyone left because it's been 45 minutes they've been standing out in the cold.
Mike, can I talk to you for a second?
Sure.
I'm worried about something. I'm worried about you meeting payroll next week. I'm worried about the expenses until the revenues come in. I've only done this once before in my life. This is $10,000.
Oh, John.
Put this in your pocket.
While that was very kind of him to do, I don't think it will help him out with much of that $1 million in debt that he has. But now, guys, it's the moment we've all been waiting for. The reopening of the bar, but more importantly, the debut of the cones.
Welcome to the Grade 66. Come on in, guys.
Thank you for coming in.
All right, I'm ready to get fucked up.
Joel Sr. and Jr. both know how to make food. With the ordering system and the pager system in place, we've solved the systems.
I love how pretty much every confessional John is in, he is in such a hurry to move on to the next thing. Like, he is barely finishing a sentence before walking off camera.
Quesadilla here. chicken here.
Yeah, the drinks are fine. The food's all right. Have to bring my own grease, but other than that, not bad.
Thank you so very much. You know how I feel about you, don't you? I do. Thank you.
Oh, no. I don't do two. I don't do two.
My grandpa's doing great. He's actually smiling and talking to people and having fun, so it's a good experience for him. The future of the business is looking very, very promising right now, so I'm really excited.
Well, guys, so far it seems like this was a success. Now let's see the 6-week follow-up at the end of the episode here. And from the looks of it, bar sales are up, Daphne's back to full-time bar manager, and everyone is in high spirits. I wonder if those bowling mechanic guys got fired again, because John didn't really do anything to improve their quality of life. He's just focused on the bar. This is Bar Rescue, after all. But all around, a happy ending for the Great 66. That is, until they ended up changing the name back to Lucky 66, closing during the pandemic, and never reopening, with Mike apparently going on political tirades on their Facebook page, blaming the governor for not being able to reopen. So, happy ending if you just watch the episode and never think about them ever again, which is often my strategy when tackling any show on this channel to retain the little bit of sanity that I have left. So yeah, guys, that was Bar Rescue, another show in the no idea why I've never covered the show, but I did now, so leave me alone category. I hope you guys did enjoy. As always, if you did, consider leaving a like rating, commenting, sharing with your friends. It helps out the channel a ton. And if you're new here, consider subscribing and turning on all notifications so you never miss an upload when they do happen. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.